In today's video, we're going to discuss how to determine US residency. This video is the first part of a two-part series that will help you to prepare your taxes correctly and save you a lot of money by knowing what to include and what not to include. Hi, I'm Patrick Evans. I'm the founder of US Tax Practice. I'm a US certified public accountant based in Switzerland, servicing US taxpayers here and in the rest of Europe. And I'm in the business of helping fellow US taxpayers. Today, we're going to discuss how to determine US residency status. This is important so that you know which tax filing you need to file, Form 1040 or Form 1040NR, and how to determine the source of income, which you are US tax liable. Why is residency status important? The first thing you must know in order to file your tax return is whether you are a resident or non-resident for US tax purposes. If you find that you are both a resident and non-resident in the same year, you are a dual status alien and special rules apply. The designation of resident for tax purposes is completely separate from your immigration status. You might qualify as a resident for tax purposes while remaining a non-immigrant alien for immigration purposes. A non-resident files a special tax form, Form 1040NR, and pays tax only on U.S. source income, is subject to special rates, and might qualify for treaty exemptions. Conversely, if you're a resident for U.S. tax purposes, you are generally under the same rules and file the same forms as a U.S. citizen. That means you report your worldwide income rather than just your U.S. source income. How to determine your residency status. The two tests for determining whether you are a resident or non-resident alien are explained on the first few pages of IRS Publication 519, and I will give you a brief summary of each. The first test is the green card test. You are a lawful, permanent resident of the United States if you have been given the privilege, according to the immigration laws, of residing permanently in the United States as an immigrant. You generally have the status if the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Service has issued you an alien registration card, also known as a green card, although it is not actually green. You are a U.S. resident for tax purposes beginning on the first day you are present in the U.S. as a lawful permanent resident. As a resident taxpayer, you must report for U.S. tax purposes your worldwide income. You are also eligible to claim all deductions and credits available to U.S. citizens. You can file Form 1040, 1040A, or 1040 Easy, whichever is applicable to your situation. And if you're married, you can file a joint return with your spouse. As a resident taxpayer, you might be eligible to claim certain treaty benefits under the U.S. tax treaty with your home country. If you receive permanent residency status during the year, you are automatically a resident for U.S. tax purposes from that point forward. However, you might not be considered a resident for U.S. tax purposes for the portion of the year you did not have permanent residency status. That means you might be a dual status alien. The second test is a substantial presence test. To meet the substantial presence test, you must be physically present in the U.S. during a period you do not hold an A, F, G, J, M, or Q visa on at least 31 days during the current year and 183 days during the 3-year period that includes the current year and the previous 2 years, counting all the days you are present in the current year and 1/3 of the days you are present in the first preceding year and 1/6 of the days you were present in the second preceding year. Now let's discuss exempt individuals. An exempt individual is someone whose days in the United States are not counted toward the substantial presence test, not someone who is exempt from tax. If you are an exempt individual, you are a non-resident alien until you are no longer an exempt individual or until you receive permanent residency status. You are generally in this category if you are an individual temporarily present in the United States as a foreign government-related individual, which is an A or G visa holder, a teacher or trainee temporarily present in the United States under a J or Q visa who substantially complies with the requirements of the visa, a student temporarily present in the United States under an F, J, M, or Q visa who substantially complies with the requirements of the visa. In part 2, we're going to discuss dual status aliens and treating a non-resident spouse as a resident to take their deductions and filing jointly, so stay tuned for part 2. It's very important. You can find more information on U.S. tax compliance and tax preparation on our website at www.ustaxpractice.com. But if you have a more specific question on U.S. tax compliance, get in touch. Just call on country code 41 followed by 52 533 4581. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more US tax updates and tips. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and LinkedIn. And we also send out regular newsletters too. So make sure to fill out our newsletter form. I'm Patrick Evans with US Tax Practice. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in part 2 of this 2-part video series. Thank you.